are broken. Please take mine so yours can open too. Cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, tears make kaleidoscopes in your eyes. And hurt, I know you're hurting my soul.
Mess that one up. Okay. I thought I would play some music while I was getting everything all set up. So I'm on my phone now so I can see your comments and I'm live. Okay, as you're jumping on here, let me know you're here. Where are you from? How's the weather? I'm from New Jersey and we had such a day today. It was such a nice like spring day. It was so nice to be outside in the sun. It changes your entire mood. And every time in our group coaching that we do Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we always start with a song, and that was the song that we picked last week from one of the members. And it's amazing because that used to be one of the songs I would listen to repeatedly in I call it my previous life. I have a whole new playlist for my new life. It's like pre-MS, post-MS, and it's amazing the emotions that song brings up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. All right, so today we're going to be talking about getting you to start blooming again. And the way I came up with this topic, it was just last week. My husband, not this summer, last summer, weed whacked all of my daffodils, and I was so upset. And I'm like, what did you do? I was in the front doing the front and he was in the back. And, I'm listening to him. I'm like, okay, great. He's edging everything. And then I go in the back. I'm like, the daffodils are gone. He goes, what daffodils? I'm like, those. He's like, those were weeds. I go, they weren't weeds. They were daffodils. He goes, Janine, I've been here 5 years and those are weeds. And I go, no, you've been here 5 years. I haven't fertilized them in 5 years. Those are daffodils. And so I posted a picture in the group. The daffodils grow. I watch them every spring. They come up at the base of that tree. And they used to have these beautiful yellow and orange flowers. And I used to fertilize them every spring and every fall. And I don't anymore, so they don't bloom. And every time I look at them, I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I will get to you. I've just been kind of busy, as some of you may already know. I just keep making humans over here. I have a 20-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So then I started to thinking about my clients, and as I'm watching over the years what's happening and who's healing more quickly, one, I have to say, the people who go slow and take it step by step are the ones who heal consistently. The ones who are more the way I was in the beginning, who are like, balls to the wall, this is going to heal me, I'm going to do everything all at once, I can handle it. Like me, those are the ones that crash and burn and then have to start over again and then start slowly. So I get it. I understand. We finally have information as to what is making us sick. Why do we have these goddamn symptoms, right? That all the doctors say that we can't get rid of. It's a virus. We need to get rid of the virus. And what we talk about in this group is medical medium information. But what I've done is narrow down the medical medium information into a protocol. I called it the Starve, Kill, Detox Protocol because I'm not a creative person. So what we do is we're starving the virus, we're killing it with our very powerful immune system, and then we're detoxing it out of our body. And the focus is to kill the pathogen, kill the Epstein-Barr virus. And that is going to get you healing quickly, right? It takes about 8, 9, or 10 weeks before you feel that shift. You start counting from the time you go gluten-free. And when you go completely gluten-free, usually it's after you've done the celery, the lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, and then you've got the whole gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free diet going. So once you've got all the things all the time, then you start counting from the last time that you had gluten. That's what this calendar is for. From the beginning, when I first started working with clients, I didn't record the last day that they ate gluten. I kept it in my head, and I kept going, everyone's experiencing this shift about 2 months after the last time they ate gluten. I was holding all this information in my head. I finally smartened up and started recording it on the calendar, and I noticed the pattern was there. Week 8, 9, and 10. That's when this shift happens because your immune system finally goes, oh, thank you. Finally, some relief. I've been fighting a virus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from the time you got in contact with the virus. And God knows when that was. For me, it was middle school when my symptoms started, but I didn't get diagnosed till much later on. So what we're going to talk about today is when I was looking at those flowers going, they haven't been fertilized. And then I started thinking about the clients who take their healing to the next level. Now that they understand what the pathogen is and how to kill it, how do you take that to the next level? Now, next level healing, we talk about only the physical part in this group. In the Path to Healing group, in this Minding Your Soul group, in the Path to Healing, which is the private group, the group coaching, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Monday and Tuesday, we talk about the protocol. It's with me. Thursday is a rotation of coaches. One of them is Matt Rowe, mindset coaching, because healing is not just on the physical level. It feels that way, but it's not. It's first here and then it manifests here. So yes, it's a virus, but you also, and we're not going to talk about this too much today, but I do want to plant this seed, because the more people I talk to, a lot of times they're doing all the things. And I'm like, all right, let's, dive down deep. What else can we look at? And we start talking. And what I find is one case in particular, I don't know why, and I was real nervous to ask this question, because, some people get offended, and rightfully so. I said, why don't you want to heal? I'm getting that you don't want to heal. Am I right? You want to yell at me? And she goes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of who I'm going to be when I'm healed. I'm afraid of the expectations that are going to be placed upon me. I don't know if I want to go back to work full time. Right now I have a lot of freedoms. Yes, I have symptoms, but I also have a lot of freedom because I'm not expected to work the way I did. As soon as we tackled that issue, she was able to go heal that part and go tackle that with her husband and with her family, and that's when the next level of healing happened. So it's not just physical. You have to tackle all of the levels, because to heal anything, you have to tackle the body, the mind, and the soul. But for today's purposes, we're talking about the physical, because yes, there is something that you can do while you're tackling the mindset part that you can do physically to bring it up to the next level. So before we do that, like I said, starve, kill, detox. That is the protocol, and it's focused on removing the pathogens and removing all the things that your body is fighting against, right? So you remove the Epstein-Barr virus, you remove the Streptococcus bacteria. Great, you start feeling energy again, legs start moving, tingles start going away. Then you plateau a little bit, and you're like, all right, well, now what do? Now we have to talk about bringing everything in. Just like when you're house cleaning, right? Picture your house is a complete disaster. It hasn't been cleaned professionally or whatever in years. A cleaning crew comes in and they have to tackle the kitchen, they have to scrub the floors, they got to get the molding. It's going to take a number of cleaning sessions to get it to a point that can be maintained. And then from there you go, okay, now I want to replace the floors, now I want to get new furniture, and then you start bringing things in. You remove the garbage and then you bring in the new stuff, the pretty stuff. So what's happening right now is that you're removing all of the pathogens and you might be plateauing. And so what you have to do is bring in more fertilizer. You have to bring in the fertilizer. You have to fertilize yourself on a regular basis. Now, you don't have to go crazy with it, because just like anything else, like when you go to the gym, you get your body to a point and then you just maintain. So it's not like every day of my life I'm eating 9 cups of vegetables. No, a lot of protocols start you off that way. So what we're going to do before we talk about how to bring that energy into your body, we're going to talk about why. Okay, before we get into why, we're going to go through a couple of different lessons. I just want to say hi to everybody, because a lot of people are jumping on. Thank you so much for saying hi. It's really nice to talk to people who are actually here. Quinn, oh, Claire, Sue, hello. Thanks for being here. Jody, Deanna, Chrissy, Nicole. Oh, Nicole, I saw that I have a message in my messenger. I just got home like 10 minutes ago. I'm going to get to that next. Erica, hello. Oh, and she says hi to my Minding Your Soul family. Nicole, oh, good. She says, I feel great. No gluten, no dairy, no eggs in almost 2 weeks. Lemon water, not much celery juice yet. That's okay. We work up to that. Just made cilantro water and drinking it now. Oh, Nicole, I can't wait to get that update. I can't wait. I'm so glad you're feeling good. Nicole just got started on the Starve Kill Detox, and it's going beautifully. Quinn, all right. I'm still sluggish. Okay, good. We're going to bring you to the next level, Quinn. Still robotic and gimpy. Don't say that about yourself. I have the freedom, but my mind was still forward thinking. I have an amazing out. Just have to get out of this trench. All right. Peaks and valleys, the trenches. That's what we talk about. And sometimes those trenches are long and hard. Now, Quinn, let me ask you something. Did you realize when you were going into the trench, did you start feeling it, and did you back off of the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie? Which is why we take the protocol in chunks, so that we know what it's doing to us, so that when we need to take a break, we know what to take a break from, rather than just stopping everything. We want to continue the healing, but if we're going into a trench, a lot of times it's the celery juice that we need to take a break from. But you won't know that if you start everything all at once, which is why you take it in breaks. So I'm interested to know, Quinn, did you know when you were going into a trench, and did you cut it off so that you didn't fall deeper? Let me know if you can. Oh, Monica from Switzerland. Hello, it's good to see you. And Becky's here. All right, as we go on, if you have any questions, just let me know. So the Starve Kill Detox is about removing the virus, removing the Streptococcus bacteria. Then we get to a plateau and we need to bring it to the next level. What happens inside of our body is that your immune system has been fighting for years, maybe even decades, this virus. There is so much more going on inside your body than just fighting the virus. There's all these chemical processes that happen. Your body needs the energy and the material to do what it needs to do. Now, what does that look like? Talk about signals for a second. When the signal leaves your brain, and let's say it's headed towards your foot, and it hits a scar, the doctors have always told us, well, that's the reason why you can't feel your foot, that's the reason why you can't feel your arm, is because the signal hit the lesion, which is just a scary word for scar, hit the lesion, and the signal stopped. And that's why, you can't walk again. You can't ever walk again if it's primary progressive. So what they don't tell us is your body has a plan A, plan B, plan C, and it will continue with all the different plans until it gets that signal where it needs to go. So if it hits the lesion, the scar, and it stops, right, because the scar doesn't conduct electricity, so it hits it, it wants to go around the scar and create a detour. And it can, but only if it has the energy to do so. And because it is not vital to your life that you are able to use your foot or your arm or whatever else isn't working, your body goes, I'm too freaking tired to do everything right now. What I'm going to do is the bare minimum to keep this person alive, to keep you alive. And getting that signal around is not a priority. So we can't rearrange the priority list of the body. But what we can do is give it enough energy so that your body can tackle the entire priority list and get that signal around the scar. Because if your body has the energy to take the detour, eventually that detour becomes the primary route. How do you give your body enough energy to do that? All right, so let's go back to all of our cells in our body. All of our cells in our body need this energy. The cells in our body, 70% of the cells are made up of water molecules. The other 30% are made up of different kinds of molecules, whether they're a carbohydrate, a protein, a lipid, which is a fat, a nucleic acid. 30% of those are not water. So yes, the one thing, 70% of that cell, if you increase your water, it is amazing what that does. If you're on here right now, I'm not going to say any names, but if you're on here right now, I had a session with a client who was like, really, Janine, really, you think upping my water is going to make all the difference? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. And it does seem like you're drinking enough water, but let's increase it and see what happens. And guess what? She did, and everything changed. And she got on here a couple weeks ago. She's like, Janine, it was the water. And now I'm doing the MS gym, and now I'm moving around. So water's the one thing, and that's an easy thing, right? So we can up our water. Yeah, it's not so easy. Sometimes it's like a part-time job trying to get all of these things of water in every day. So the other 30% of the molecules, what are they doing? What are they made up of? Well, molecules, go back to 8th grade science class when we talked about electrons, neutrons, protons. Every molecule has a number of them. And you know how we hear about free radicals, and free radicals aren't good for you, and they cause inflammation, and free radicals are the reason for chronic illness. And what the hell is a free radical? A free radical is just a molecule inside of a cell that's missing an electron. So that cell isn't functioning at 100%. That could be causing inflammation, that could be causing cancer, that could be causing a whole host of things, but you don't know because we cannot unzip ourselves, open ourselves up and go, there's the problem. So what our job is to make sure that all of our cells, or as many as we possibly can, are functioning at 100%. because all of our cells are constantly duplicating. Just like we talk about the Epstein-Barr virus always duplicating. Every living organism wants to survive, and they're going to duplicate. That's why we're alive, because all of our cells are duplicating. The aging process is they're duplicating at less than 100%. They're not making an exact replica of themselves. That's the aging process. But as long as you are alive, you're constantly replicating and duplicating your cells. If your cells, the molecules inside of them, are missing an electron, that's a free radical. A free radical is an unstable cell. It's missing an electron. So great, I have unstable cells. What does that mean? So an unstable cell is going to cause inflammation, and an unstable cell wants to become stable, so it's going to steal an electron from another cell. And it's like a crazy cell inside your body going, I need an electron, I need an electron, I can't live like this. It's actually crazy. It's unstable. So it steals an electron from another cell inside of your body. Now that cell becomes unstable, and those unstable cells keep duplicating and duplicating, and each of those duplicated free radicals, cells missing an electron, are now stealing from other healthy cells. So if you don't have enough healthy cells in your body and you have more free radicals than you have healthy cells, your free radicals are stealing from your healthy cells. Through no fault of your own, no matter what you're putting inside of your body, you're always going to have free radicals. But what you can do is put something inside of your body so that, I'm just going to say, a superhero. You have to flood your body with the superheroes. What do superheroes do? Well, like all superheroes, they wear capes. And inside these superheroes' capes, they're lined with pockets. And inside those pockets are just filled with electrons, free electrons. And the superhero enters your body and goes, oh my goodness, look at all these unstable cells. Jesus Christ, it's like a nut house in here. And it starts taking out its electrons from its cape and goes, all right, here, calm down. You, calm down. And it keeps throwing electrons at all the free radicals, all the unstable cells. And by doing that, it does not become unstable itself. It uses up all the free electrons in its cape, throwing them out, calming everybody down, making everybody healthy, so that those cells are no longer duplicating as unhealthy cells. Those cells are now healthy, and now they're duplicating as healthy cells, making more healthy cells inside of your body. The more superheroes that you flood your body with, the more you're throwing free electrons to those free radicals. You're throwing those electrons, and those superheroes aren't becoming unstable. What they're actually doing is, once their cape is empty, they've thrown out, like Oprah at Christmas time, you get a free radical and you get a free radical. Once their free radical capes are empty, they float through your body, and they look around and they're like, oh, whoa, what is that? That doesn't belong in here. And it grabs it, shoves it in its now empty pocket, and floats through your body and says, oh, that shit doesn't belong here. It grabs it, throws it in its cape, and then just passes through your body, taking all the shit, sometimes literally, out of your body. That's what a superhero does. Now, where the hell do you get these superheroes? Well, guess what? There's all different kinds of superheroes, and they wear all different colored capes, and some of them are a lot stronger than other ones, but we need all of them. We need all of them because there are hundreds upon thousands of different chemical processes that happen inside our cell for that cell to be healthy, and it needs all of those superheroes. Those superheroes are actually antioxidants, and where you get an antioxidant from? Fruits and vegetables, your produce aisle. I am really sorry. There was no like, oh my God, I had no idea I needed to. Everyone knows they need to eat fruits and vegetables, but they don't understand why. They don't understand the importance of it. We've been so desensitized from the time we were children. Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables. We're like, oh, we don't have to eat our vegetables. We're fine if we don't eat our vegetables. Well, no, you're not. You're kind of like those daffodils. You're green. You shoot out of the dirt every year. They don't look like there's anything wrong with them. They're green, they're standing upright, they're fine. but they're not blooming. They're not at 100% of what they could be. They're not as vibrant as they could be. They're just these little green shoots because they haven't been fertilized. They haven't been fed. The fertilizer is their food, their fruits and vegetables, their antioxidants. We need to do the same thing to our body. We need to flood our bodies with antioxidants. All right, so case in point, the reason why I started thinking about this is because in the Path to Healing, the group coaching program, I had a woman who has been in there for almost 2 years, and she got herself to a certain level. And all of a sudden, she's like, all right, there's a lot of mindset work that had to be done first, but also on the physical level, she's like, let me try something. And in addition to the lemon water, celery juice, and the heavy metal detox smoothie, and a lot of us feel like, myself included, when you make that heavy metal smoothie, you're going, wow, there's a lot of good stuff in here. The blueberries, the spirulina, the banana, the cilantro. Like, how is that not enough antioxidants? Again, we don't know because we can't unzip our body, open ourselves up and go, oh yeah, that was enough. Everything's working good in there. You go by how you feel. If you know that you have another level of healing to achieve, you're not at 100% yet, you have to bring in more superheroes. So this client brought in 2 more smoothies. In addition to the heavy metal detox smoothie, she brought in 2 more smoothies a day. Yeah, it's a lot of drinking and it's a lot of prep work, but she made it easy. She made it taste good. And she did it. And she brought in 2 extra smoothies. And for the first time, she's able to lift her arms up. And she was never able to lift her arms up above shoulder length. And now I make her do it every time she gets on the call. I'm like, all right, let's see it. And she still lifts her arms up. It is amazing the energy that we bring in. We think that because we are functioning, we're fine and we should be able to heal. But functioning is just like those weeds, not weeds, the daffodils that are coming up that aren't blooming. You need to start blooming. You need to start bringing in the superheroes. I got free radicals on the brain. So you have to assess how you are feeling. Now, I want to address the people who are just getting started on the protocol. I know, I'm not very good at this. Hold on a second. All right, so listen, my marketing person keeps reminding me to do this. If you like this video and you want to be seen by more people, please help out the algorithm by hitting the like button or the heart button or any kind of reaction button so that the algorithm sees that and boosts it and gets it to more people. There, I said it. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, don't worry about it. Maybe give it a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. I put all the Live at 5 videos on YouTube so that you don't have to scroll through the group looking for what you want. You can just go to Minding Your Soul YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe, great. You'll get a notification every time a new video gets uploaded. So, where was I? All right, so when we start this protocol, it is imperative to understand, there's a lot of new people in the group, it's imperative to understand the peaks and the valleys that we are going to go through. And I make sure I say this now on all the consultations, on all the private coaching, you're going to go through the peaks and valleys of healing. Healing anything, whether it's on the physical level or the emotional level, feels like shit. It's not until after you've healed a certain part of something that you reap the benefits, right? That you feel like, oh, I did it, I tackled it, whether it be physically or emotionally. The actual act of healing does not feel good. And it's the same thing when you do this protocol or any protocol. So you're on any healing protocol. There are going to be peaks and valleys. The way we mitigate the valleys is going to be very important to the success of your healing. When you start to bloom, right? You're like, oh, this is great. I'm healing. In our minds, we're thinking this is how it's going to be. It's just going to keep getting better and better. But that's not how it happens. We go into the valleys, we go into peaks. We go into valleys and we go into peaks. So when you start bringing more antioxidants in, more fruits and vegetables, whether it's in the form of a smoothie or you're just eating more throughout the day, and I highly recommend putting them in a smoothie because you can get so much more in. Still eat them as a snack if you want to, but you're going to be able to get so much more in and your body's going to be able to utilize it so much faster because it's bypassing the digestive process. You're just getting it in, you're absorbing the hell out of it. You want to do everything in chunks. The entire protocol you have to do in chunks so that you are able to mitigate the valleys. The valleys are a mindfuck. And excuse my language, I'm sorry, you got to take the kids out of the room for this. The valleys are a mindfuck because it feels like you're getting worse. you start getting symptoms. You start getting more tingles, numbness and tingles, or maybe you don't get more, but you get them in different places. As you begin to heal and you're experiencing different symptoms in different places, you're going, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm doing this wrong. I'm getting worse. None of this is working. And then you stop, and then you stop the healing. What happens is you're in a trench. Your body gets overwhelmed with the die-off of the virus. The celery juice, the lemon water, the heavy metal detox smoothie, all of those antioxidants that we're bringing in, they're killing pathogens. Not just the Epstein-Barr virus, but all viruses, all bacteria. The Streptococcus is a bacteria. That's responsible for a lot of our symptoms too. But all bacteria. So as you're killing off these pathogens, your body is going to need more energy, require more resources to get that crap out of your body. Whether it's using the lymphatic system, the excretory system, it's a lot on your body. That's why I was asking Quinn, did he recognize when he was going into that valley? Because no one can tell you when to stop, and no one can tell you when to keep going. It is all about how you feel. When you first start this protocol, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to be like, oh my God, life is coming back to me. Because once you get that celery juice in you, once you start that lemon water in the morning, yeah, you do get the extra water. You're getting the extra everything, and you start to feel great. But what happens is you overwhelm, or you can overwhelm, your bloodstream. The toxins that are being pulled out of your body go through your bloodstream and travel up to your brain and cause more brain fog before it clears up. But if you understand what is going on in your body and know that this is just a valley, you can get through it with the faith that it is going to get better and that peak is right around the corner. It is the people who let their minds get the best of them and they go, oh my God, I'm getting worse. I shouldn't have gotten off the medication. I should go back on this. And they don't understand that they're going through a detox process. So the minute you start to feel like, oh, this is exhausting, or maybe you just have the thought, I don't feel like drinking celery juice today. Listen to that. Listen to that little voice that says, I need a break. And don't shame yourself. I do it, and I talk to my clients about this. Do not shame yourself. When you need a break, it is not up to you how long that break should be. It's not up to your mind, I should say. Your body will tell you, and it might be in the form of, you know what? I think I'm going to do some celery juice today. When you decide, okay, I'm getting tired, I think I need to take a break, I think this detox is too much for me, you take that break, and a lot of times you'll go, I'm going to take a break for 2 days, and then you're going to get started again. You can't do that. That's just putting more pressure on yourself. You have to say, I'm going to take a break until I start feeling some energy, until I start feeling good again. That could be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks, which is why you want to continue the healing process, but you want to stop the part that caused the trench. So that's why you do the lemon water, then the celery juice, then the heavy metal detox smoothie. It could be weeks in between, it could be months in between, depending on your life and how you're incorporating it. You might go for 3 weeks with celery juice and go, okay, I know exactly how this makes me feel. I know if I drink 20 ounces, I'm going to be shitting my brains out. I point to the bathroom, that's funny. I'm going to be shitting my brains out. I'm going to stick with the 16 ounces. So then you know, okay, you know exactly how that makes you feel. Then you move on to the heavy metal smoothie. The heavy metal smoothie doesn't normally have a lot of reactions with people, but some people do. Some people get headaches from it. And if they started the celery juice and the heavy metal detox smoothie at the same time, they wouldn't know what was causing what. So they would just stop all of it. When you don't need to stop all of it, you just need to stop the celery juice and continue with the heavy metal detox smoothie. So that this way you always have that level of healing and detoxing happening, but you are hyper aware of what's going on inside of your body. So next level healing, you have to look at your water. Think about how your body works. Think about everything in your body, on the outside of your body, your skin, your eyeballs, your organs, your nerves, everything is made up of cells. All of your cells are made up of molecules. The molecules all have electrons, protons, and neutrons. You need to make sure that your molecules have the correct number of electrons, because if they don't, they're going to be a free radical. They're going to cause inflammation. They're going to cause chronic illnesses. They're going to just look up inflammation and chronic illness. What you want to do is flood your body, but also pay attention to what your body is saying back to you. Take those breaks. So the two things that you do, because all of our body, our cells are made up of molecules, and molecules are made up 70% water, 30% everything else, the carbohydrates, the proteins, the lipids. You want to make sure that you're getting enough water, and you want to make sure that the rest of the 30% is getting what they need. And the only thing that you can do to help that other 30% is the fruits and the vegetables. And the 70% is up your water. This sounds so simple, it almost pisses you off. At least it did for me. I'm like, really? Really? This is how I'm going to heal this incurable disease that they told me that I have? Fruits and vegetables? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's what it is. There's no magic pill. Well, in fact, yeah, there is magic. It's all in the produce aisle. This is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to take everything out of your body that doesn't belong there, all of the pathogens, and then you're going to flood your body with the superheroes. Once you get done removing everything from your body that shouldn't be there, with the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, then you're going to bring in so many more antioxidants. You're not going to do everything all at once. You have to be able to keep track of what's working and what's not working. You're your own investigator. You're your own doctor. This is what it takes to understand what's happening inside of your body. Now you know it's a virus. Now everybody knows it's a virus. The medical community is finally on board with it's a virus. I don't know why the volume of my phone just went up and I didn't touch it. All right, let's see if I can get some. Oh, who said that? I feel stuck doing lemon water and not much happening. Martha goes, oh, there's a lot happening, but you just aren't seeing it yet. Who said that? I missed the first one. Oh, Monica. Okay, good. I feel stuck doing lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal detox smoothie, not much happening. Monica, let me know in the comments what you think when I say the antioxidants, when I tell you to bring in more water, bring in more fruits and vegetables. What's that little voice that happens inside of your head? Do you say to yourself, no, I'm doing that. I'm definitely doing that. I can't be doing any more. Or do you say, yeah, there definitely is room for improvement. I can definitely bring that up a level. Let me know in the comments. Arden, even for me, things pop up along the way. I think it takes quite a while to get and keep these out. Arden was the one, we interviewed her a couple months ago. Arden was bedridden for 15 years, and in 2 years, she's now dancing every Friday night. Arden's a rock star. Arden healed herself completely. That interview, it's in here, it's also on YouTube. Go and watch that and see the discipline that it took. It's not just, oh, she did the protocol and look at her, she's healing, I don't know why I'm healing. Arden had such self-discipline. She took 9 months to do one squat. 9 months to do one squat. And I have clients who are like, Janine, I can't do a squat. No, Arden couldn't do a squat either. So this is not about comparing yourself to other people. This is saying, what else can I do for my body? What else does my body need? Because if you're not functioning at 100%, if you still have symptoms, well, then your body still needs something else. And it's not always about removing stuff. You have to bring it in too. So I'm going to bring Arden back into both the Path to Healing group and to this group to talk more about the journey, not just about being healed, but the journey and how hard it was. Because there are times when you lose hope and you don't think that it's ever going to happen. The only way that this doesn't happen is if you stop. The only way this doesn't happen is if you stop and start feeding the virus. As long as you're in the process of killing the virus and bringing in the antioxidants, your body can't not heal. That's how the body survives. All right. Quinn, ever since I was old enough to do things independently, I was 100% wrong. I definitely fell into the but it tasted good trap. Lots of healing to be done since I was 16 or 17. I'm 41 now. It's not your fault, Quinn. That's how we were raised, you know? Happiness. Do what makes you happy. We were never taught. I'm the same. Oh, I'm 45. So we've come from the industrial, right after the Industrial Revolution, right? When they started making microwave dinners and women went back to work and they started making all of these convenient frozen dinners and canned foods. That's what we lived on. We were never told that food had anything to do with our health. I thought if I ate a burger from McDonald's or a sub from Jersey Mike's, well, there's vitamins and minerals in there somewhere. I'm sure my body's getting what it needs. And yeah, it was keeping me alive. But in order to combat what we're doing right now, we have to go above and beyond. And so you're right. We do have to give up some things that we think taste good and we can never live without. But I'll tell you what, I had a consultation with a woman the other day, and she was like, you know what? This is all mindset. I was so hell-bent on this is going to be a pain in the ass. I can't go gluten-free. This is going to suck. And after we had the consultation, I'm like, no, you can. She's like, well, I fry a lot of foods. I said, you can still fry a lot of foods. Fry your foods. That's delicious. She's like, well, what about the flour? And I said, just buy gluten-free flour. Well, what about the breadcrumbs? Just buy gluten-free breadcrumbs. It's much easier today. There's so many gluten-free things out there. So she had a completely different mindset when we got off the call and was actually excited to go to the store and find these things. So if you're watching this right now, let me know how it's going. I would love an update. We just spoke a couple days ago. Oh, Monica, okay, definitely need more water and more veggies, eating lots of fruit. Okay, perfect. So there's always room for advancement, and don't get overwhelmed with, I can't do this every day. You don't have to do it every day. You have to be conscious of what you're doing and when you're doing it, and to do it on a regular basis. There are going to be days where you're like, I don't even know if I had a vegetable today. That's normal. When you're living in this modern world, life is so crazy that sometimes you don't get time to get a vegetable in. Maybe the next day or that weekend you go food shopping, you do some good preparation, and the following week you have a great week and you get a lot of fruits and vegetables in. This is not about doing everything perfectly all the time, every single day. If it was, I would have never healed. I'm Italian. I love my food. I'm not very disciplined. What I do is I give my body what it needs. And just like working out, you don't have to live like this forever. I don't get 9 cups of fruits and vegetables every day. I maintain. Yes, I went crazy for a period of time. I didn't need to, but I wouldn't even wear makeup. I wouldn't put nail polish on my nails because I didn't have the information, the medical medium information. I didn't know what was making me sick, so I eliminated everything and then slowly started putting things back in. Now that we have this information, we can see what's making us sick. We can see the Epstein-Barr virus, and we can target the attack on that virus and get it out of our body. And then we know exactly now what fruits and vegetables do, like we were never taught when we were kids. And we can focus on getting more of them in our bodies and build that up. So next level healing on the physical level. You increase your water, you increase those fruits and vegetables. And I'm sorry it's that simple, but it absolutely is that simple. It absolutely is that simple, the fruits and vegetables. The more you can get in the form of a smoothie, not just eating more throughout the day. Get them in a blender, blend them all together, and drink. If you're not at 1 shake a day, drink 1 shake a day. If you can do 2 shakes a day, great. Don't make yourself sick. Don't make yourself run into the bathroom. But up it and see what happens. Do it for 2 weeks and see what happens. You will see a difference right away. Right away. It's not like you have to do this for months and months. I've talked to people on these consultations where they start these protocols and they're like, yeah, I've done the protocol for like a year now and nothing's happening. And the people on the other end are like, well, healing takes time. Listen, your body responds immediately. So the lemon water and the celery juice, if you just do that and nothing else, you're going to see a huge difference, and you're going to see it right away within days, not even weeks. I would say within a week, maybe 2 weeks at the latest, you're going to feel a major difference. And then you're going to add the heavy metal detox smoothie. And then you're going to focus on the gluten-free, the dairy-free, and the egg-free. The coaching program is a 4-month program because there is no way somebody can wake up, never doing any of this before, and say, I'm going to do it all. First of all, you drive yourself crazy mentally. Second of all, your body's not going to be able to handle that, so you shouldn't do it. You evolve into this. Just like my sister used to say to me, when my older 2 were younger, she's like, I don't know how you do this. You have to know so much. You have to be on top of so much. She's like, I don't know if I could ever have kids. And I go, Christina, it's not like you wake up one day and you have these, 2 preteens and you have to know everything. It starts out with, you have a baby. You got to, figure out how to change the diaper, feed them, and get them to sleep. And then it evolves into that. And then they grow, and then you evolve. That's exactly what this healing process is. You keep evolving into the next phase. It didn't take overnight for you to get the symptoms that you have right now, and it's not going to take overnight to fix them. You will heal. Everybody heals. You can't not heal. But you have to give yourself the grace to go through those peaks and valleys and to slow down and then to gear up and then to slow down and then to gear up. And you're going to become hyper in tune with your body and what it needs, when it needs a break and when it doesn't. And remember what I said in the beginning. First of all, I'm not a mindset coach. I'm not an expert in this area. But I am finding with myself and with the clients and with the consultations that I have, so much of this healing, the more we heal the inner wounds, the faster we heal physically. Whether that's about making it easier for us to do what we need to do to heal our bodies, whether it's on an energetic level where healing, you raise your vibration and the virus can't live in that vibration because it's on a different frequency. It doesn't matter. When you do the inner work and you begin to heal, that's when the true healing happens and you start to notice a difference. So yes, we talk all about the physical in this program. But there's another component, which is why in the group coaching we have mindset coaching with Matt Rowe, because we need to plant the seeds. We need to understand that all of our emotional trauma, all of our wounds from childhood up until now, they have to be addressed and they have to be healed. Ask yourself, I wrote down 2 questions. Okay, to get an idea of what's going on inside of you, ask yourself these 2 questions. These are the questions that I use. Who will you be when you're healed? Who will you be when you're healed? Second question, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Ask yourself those 2 questions when you're in a quiet space and see what comes up for you. We intuitively know the answers. We just choose not to see them. We choose not to face them. We choose to turn a blind eye, just like many of us did when we got diagnosed. I know I did, and so many people I talked to. We said, I don't have time for this. I'm too afraid to deal with this MS diagnosis, so I'm just going to ignore it. And what happens when we put our heads in the sand? Shit blows up around us, and we eventually have to deal with it, and it's so much worse than if we just would have dealt with it in the beginning. It happens on the physical, and it happens on the emotional and the spiritual level too. So when you ask yourself those questions, who will you be when you're healed, and what are you afraid of? You will get those answers, and that's going to be the first clue of what you need to heal or what you need to at least work on. There's going to be layers and layers of emotional trauma that you've been holding on to. All of that negative energy that you've been holding on to is stored in your body. It's also affecting your cells. It's also affecting how your cells replicate. So there's a lot to this. We're focusing on the physical level because as we begin to feel better physically, then we're more tolerant and able to deal with the emotional traumas, the emotional shit that we've been holding on to for years. And I don't know which one comes first. I don't know if the emotional healing comes first or the physical healing comes first. All I know is that it all has to be addressed in order to heal 100%. And I want to make this point too before I go. God, that was a quick 45 minutes. I want to make this point. I always thought that after I healed, when I'm able to walk and I don't have any more pins and needles, and after I'm 100% healed, my life is going to be amazing because nothing is going to be as bad as not being able to walk and not being able to get out of that bed. I was half right. After I healed, so much more shit happened. So much more shit happened. And I was always able to say, well, at least I'm not bedridden. At least I'm able to make my own decisions. At least I have choices. But healing never just stops. Healing continues. And in order to move forward in your journey on this planet, in order to move forward in your healing journey physically, you have to continue the emotional healing. Or maybe for some of you, you have to start the emotional healing. And the emotional healing starts when you look at it, when you face it. This is next level healing. This is beginning to bloom. You don't have to do any real work other than facing your fears. What does that mean? When a feeling comes up for you, like when you answer the question, what are you afraid of? When a feeling comes up for you and you don't want to feel it because it is so painful, you think, if I feel this, if I allow myself to feel this, I'm going to feel this way for the rest of my life. I can't bear that. I can't bear to feel this with everything else that I have to do in my day. I can't. I get that. I get that. And you sit with that for as long as you need to. But I just want you to know that when you allow yourself to feel it, it's never as bad as what you thought it was going to be. It's never as bad as that original trauma. And allowing yourself to feel it is the only way to release it from your body, to release that emotional charge, that negative emotional charge from your body. The only way to release it is to feel it. I hate that saying, you have to feel it to heal it. It sounds so cheesy and simple and stupid, but it's so true. That is the only thing you have to do, is bring your awareness to your trauma. Allow yourself to feel it and trust that once you do feel that, it is going to release so quickly. The reason why it feels so scary is because we keep it stuck. We keep it down. We put it in a place, right? So that we don't have to feel it. And what happens in that place? Where is that place? That place is in our body. that place in our body is now holding this disgusting, awful, negative emotional trauma that we are too afraid to feel. And we're too afraid because we think it's going to take us down. But as soon as you feel it, something amazing happens. It doesn't take you down. In fact, it frees you, and it gives you another level of energy, of healing, that now gives you the strength to take on the next level physically. So I just want to talk to you from someone who's been through the emotional trauma, the healing of all of it. It's scary as hell to think that you're going to allow yourself to feel what you've been avoiding for years, for decades. But I promise you that once you do, you'll feel it, and it will hurt, but it will immediately dissipate. You won't live there. You won't get stuck there like you may think. So, next level healing on the physical level, increase your water, increase your antioxidants, your superheroes, as many as you can get in a day, through smoothies, through eating, whatever. Get them in. That's going to bring you to the next level. It's not all about detoxing. We have to now bring them in to bring us to the next level. And if anyone who has done it or is about to do it or is just starting it, please let us know in the group how it's going, because the more evidence that our brain receives of, oh, this works, this actually works, this can happen, the more likely we are to do it. So I don't want you to think that this is about you boasting or bragging. It's not about you at all. It's about everyone else that isn't in the group, but isn't posting in the group, but is reading everybody's evidence to support their own healing. So please post your experiences in the group so that we can build our library of evidence that healing is possible. Because only when your brain goes, oh, maybe this is possible, that's when the awareness happens and you begin to heal. And new things to bring into your life become a lot easier and not so overwhelming. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Let's see, I am in order of a lot of you guys. I'm almost 63. Yeah, Arden's almost 63. I love that. I don't know who you were talking to, but that's awesome. Oh, who asked about ages? Because then Farah said 48 over here. Deanna said 60. I missed the original question. But that's awesome. Yeah, we're all on this life journey, and I find that it's the people in their late 30s, maybe early 40s, that start to have that mindset change of maybe healing is possible. Maybe what the doctors are saying isn't true. Maybe there's something to this, and that's when they start. That's when they start, and they feel the difference, and they go, oh my God, I'm going to continue with this. This feels amazing. I don't know, 20s, I don't know. I think we're all invincible in our 20s. Sue says, been doing the celery juice and lemon water and know when to scale back on the celery juice when I'm fatigued. Perfect. But struggling with water intake. Yeah, I know. That's a hard one. Going to the bathroom when I have a lot and I'm so tired. Any suggestions to increase water? Like, on how to increase the water? Okay, let me give you an analogy. This really worked for me, and I used it, and it works. When your body isn't used to getting that much water, especially if it's not lemon water, because the reason why we add the lemon to the water, couple reasons. It allows the water to be able to get soaked through our intestinal wall and into our organs and actually utilize inside of our cells. Our cells are made up of 70% water. In order to get that water to our cells, it has to get absorbed through the intestinal wall. It's going down here and out the other end. When you're not used to drinking a whole shit ton of water, your body takes it in and releases it. And you're like, why am I doing this? I'm peeing out more than I'm actually drinking. The more consistent you stay with that water, it takes a couple weeks for you to acclimate to that new, and I wish Barb was on here because she says it perfectly. It takes your body a couple weeks to acclimate to the new level of water and to actually absorb it into your cells. So in the beginning, especially if you're dehydrated, you're going to take it in and you're going to pee it right out and you're going to feel like this is useless. The more you stick with it, whether it be a week or 2 weeks, your body is eventually going to be able to absorb it and get it into your cells where it needs to go. And I always use the desert floor, not like a sand desert, but like a clay desert. You know, where you see on TV, it's all clay and it's all cracked and dry. If you were to pour a gallon of water on top of that dry, cracked floor, what would happen? It would not soak in right away. It would beat up. It would sit on the surface until the surface was able to absorb it. Now take that same gallon of water and pour it onto wet soil in your garden. What happens to it? It goes right in because the soil is able to absorb that water because it's already hydrated. Same thing happens with your body. If you're not used to drinking a certain amount of water, it's going to take your body a while to be able to absorb all of that water. So anytime you up your water, you got to stay with it for 2 weeks at least before your body starts actually utilizing it and your pee schedule goes back to normal. Let me know if that makes sense to you, and how long that you've been trying, Sue, how long that you've been trying to increase your water, because there's no magic trick to it. It is a goddamn part-time job. Actually, the one tip that I do have is, when you're making your lemon water in the morning, what I do is I have a red Tupperware big cup. And my morning water, I fill that up, I squeeze the half a lemon in there, and I drink that down with a straw. Get that down. While I'm squeezing that lemon for that water, I fill this up, put the lemon in here, stick this on the kitchen table. This way, when I'm done with my morning lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, and I'm ready to move on to like the day's water, this is already made and it's already on the kitchen table. 4 of these would be good. 4 of these is a gallon. This is 32 ounces. So 4 of these would be a gallon. I'm lucky if I get 3 in. In the summer, 4 is easy to do, but this is a part-time job. But I leave this around, and I also leave extra lemon juice pre-squeezed. As I'm squeezing lemons in the morning, I squeeze lemons once a day. I'm not going to do it 3, 4, 5 times a day. Squeeze the lemons, put it in a little glass dish. I don't even cover it. I stick it in the fridge. This way, every time I fill this up, I could just pour a little lemon water in it. If anyone else has any helpful tips to getting more water in you throughout the day, please let us know. Like vitamins, like how do you remember your vitamins? Well, a lot I have right next to my bed. A lot I have right next to the refrigerator, because my multivitamin goes in the refrigerator, and then all the tinctures are on the shelves right next to the refrigerator. And I have this little Tupperware cup that I leave right next to the tinctures that I don't even wash. My daughter thinks it's absolutely disgusting, but I don't care. It's easy. My little orange Tupperware cup, I have a little water dispenser right there. Put a little water in. I put all my tinctures in, right? And then I use that water to take my multivitamin and my vitamin D and resveratrol at night. I make it so simple. And then I take a little thing of honey. If I haven't had a Reese's, not a Reese's, a Justin's. They're like Reese's, but it's just better quality dark chocolate and cashew butter instead of peanut butter. So we always keep the Justin's in the freezer right there. So if I don't have a Justin's, because you need a little sugar to absorb the supplements. So if I don't have a Justin's, I'll have a little scoop of honey. But yeah, tips like that, like just little things to make it easier. And that's why I say, oh, Monica, you are so welcome. Thank you. And that's why I say this is an evolution, because if you would have told me 10 years ago that I was doing all this shit and it was easy, I'd be like, there's no way. Like, life is too busy. I don't even think about this stuff anymore. Think about something that you had started just, a couple of years ago that is just become second nature now. You don't even think about it. I don't even think about it anymore. I walk over to the shelves. I do my water. I do my tinctures. I do my lemon water in the morning. Like, it's not a thought anymore. So that's why you evolve into this process, especially the gluten-free. If that's something that's new to you, you're going to start little by little. You're at the grocery store every week anyway, right? So once a week, you're going to pick out something new. You're going to find something during the week where you're like, shit, I had no idea this had gluten in it. And then you're going to replace it at the grocery store. It might take you weeks. It might take you months to clean out the entire pantry. This isn't a race. It is an evolution. And the more you evolve into it with grace, the easier it's going to be, and the more likely you are to stick with it, especially when you start feeling good. Then you're going to be like, okay, I can do this and I can do more, because you start feeling it. Once you start feeling it, shit gets a lot easier. Scale back. Put the squeezed lemon in the water. Try pumpkin seeds. Interesting, Arden. Arden always has some really good things. Try pumpkin seeds for what? Put squeezed lemon in the water? Arden, explain that one, because I'm sure it's very interesting. You've given us everything that we need. Your magnetic personality keeps me coming back. Plus, I enjoy seeing people in the tribe heal. Isn't this a nice place? It's like a really nice place. While we're on here, listen, if you guys have to go, there's not going to be any new information from here on out. I said everything that I needed to say. Now I just want to comment. I want to comment back to the people who are asking questions, especially Quinn, what you just said. Thank you very much for that. And I do want to address, someone made a comment on the last video about Janine, your profanity is awful. And immediately, and she's like, this is just not a safe space for me. And immediately I read that and I'm like, yeah, it is awful. I'm really sorry. And someone else chimed in. They're like, yeah, it's not very professional. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not very professional at all. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be professional. I never even thought that I would ever have a business doing this. I'm just being me, and I have to be me. I have to be authentic. I have to be the exact version of me that I am. I might change in a couple years and not curse anymore, though I don't see that happening. But right now, this is who I am. And you need to understand and you need to feel that you're getting 100% of me and my personality so that you can resonate with me. If you don't resonate with me and you're like, oh my God, she's awful, she's so, the profanity is, I totally get that. I don't resonate with everybody either. But I just want you to know that I'm not trying to be professional. I'm not trying to build a business. This evolves because I started talking to people and saying, I healed. I can't believe that I healed, but I did. And once you've healed, you can't keep this information to yourself. There's no way that you can know that there is so much suffering going on in the world and you have answers, you think, and you don't share them. There's no way that you can do that. That's why I do this. And because it was taking all of my nights and weekends, I started scaling back in my finance business in the corporate. And I started working part-time and I started going, okay, I need to do this. Like, people are healing. I need to start charging because I need to work, right? But I also have this information. It just evolved into a business. So I'm not trying to be professional. I'm trying to be Janine. I'm trying to be Janine and give you the information that you need to heal yourself. And I'm sorry if my delivery doesn't feel like a safe place for you. And I will try. I am trying to not curse so much. But I get very passionate about this subject, especially when we talk about the Epstein-Barr topic. I'm on a rant right now, so if you have to go, don't worry about it. When we talk about the Epstein-Barr virus, the information that was given to me back when I was diagnosed was a death sentence. This is what's going to happen to you, Janine, and you have no choices. You're going to end up in a wheelchair. It was a death sentence because of my 2 small children that I did not understand why God would take away my ability to take care of them. I had no idea that I had choices. No one told me. So when I healed myself after those 10 fucking grueling years, see, I get very passionate about the fact that people are still suffering unnecessarily out there. You don't need to. So when I talk about certain subjects, yes, the profanity flies. Call it a Jersey thing, I don't know. Call it passion, I don't know. Call it trashy, I don't know. I'm just being Janine. I'm not trying to be professional and I'm not trying to create a business. This just evolves because it freaking works. It works. And people are healing. And it's amazing. So please, if you're sitting in the background, speak up. Share this. People need to know that they have choices out there. They're not stuck. They are able to play with their kids. They will be absolutely fine. You will absolutely not end up in a wheelchair. You just need a little bit of information. You need to just change your life a little bit. And you need someone to hold your hand in the beginning and tell you, it's going to be okay. I've been through it. I've been there. And the more people we have in Minding Your Soul to say, I've been there. It's okay. You absolutely will get through this. This is all the stuff that we needed when we were first diagnosed that we didn't get. Now we have the information and we can be there for each other. And that's what Minding Your Soul is. I took the letters MS and I changed their meaning. It no longer means multiple sclerosis. It means minding the matters of your soul. Minding your soul. You have to mind the matters of your soul to heal your body. So I hope that you will all stay, and I will try not to use as many profanities, but when I get upset and we start talking about the Epstein-Barr virus and all the crap that we were lied to about, yeah, those are going to start flying. Whew. Okay, so that's a tangent, and I'm done it. Oh, Sarah, thank you. Sarah says, I love it. You're so real. Yeah, there's nothing else I can be but real. There's nothing else, and some people are going to hate it, and maybe some people are going to like it, so I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Oh, Cynthia, thank you. I love the way you talk. Use curse words as adjectives, right? That's what they are to me. If someone is offended, change the channel. Yeah, I hope so. Or maybe just read the transcripts on YouTube. They have a transcript. So if you don't want to listen to me, if you want to just like skip over the profanities, just read the transcripts. This way you're still getting this information. Or read all the medical medium books. That's what I did. Read all the books and all the time. That's what I did to get this. All right. Any more questions, Dana? I'm talking about all that you put in, not the lack of cursing. It doesn't bother me. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome, Deanna. Thank you very much. I don't think it was you that made the comment, though. All that you put in, not the lack of cursing. It doesn't bother me. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Sarah, how many do we need to eat? I eat them in the morning. So, oh, the pumpkin seeds. Oh, I missed that. Arden, can you post that in the group so everyone can see that? Because I missed that too about the pumpkin seeds, and I'm sure you have really good information on that. Nancy, who cares about cursing? We are trying to heal a disease. She is kind enough to help us out. Oh, thank you. I really tried. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You eat them at night. Okay. I just want to make sure that I haven't left any more. Monica, thank you. Let your emotions flow. Love your passion. Use the words you want. Fuck. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I don't think that the professional Janine would be as realistic or appealing. Quinn, thank you very much. Yeah, because that would just be a fake version of me. And I don't know how to be fake. Arden says it all the time. Like, there are certain people, and I think most of us are like this. Like, we can't do small talk. Like, we can't be fake. We just have to be who we are. This is me. This is the information I have, and I really hope it helps you. And I know that it's helping the people that I've worked with. And if anyone wants to see the success stories, go on mindingyoursoul.com. Go under the success stories and just build that library of evidence in your brain just to keep you going. Because sometimes when you're in a valley, you need that. So go read their stories, listen to their, or watch their videos, their stories with videos. There's a, there seems to be a trend happening. I didn't ask them to make videos, but people, the ones who are healing, are making these videos for you to see. It wasn't me asking them. They genuinely want you to see that this is possible. So those are the videos that are in this group that I put on the website. So if you want to just scroll through them and just get a really good feeling, it's on the success stories part. And if you have any questions and you want to talk about this more one-on-one, book a consultation. Book a consultation, spend some time with me. If you've already had a consultation, do the 45-minute session. Let's dive into what you're doing. Let me give you the information that you need that's going to help you change your life in a very easy way. Trust me, if it was hard, I would have never been able to do it. We're going to do another workshop in, I'm going to say June. Let's just say June. I'm not going to give the date just yet because I haven't. We're going to do it in June. So if you're new to the group and you're watching this, the workshop is where for 5 days I go live at noon Eastern time. We break down every single part of the protocol for 5 days straight for more than an hour. There's homework, there's prizes. It's a lot of fun. It's a big week. But all of that information is there for you to heal. It's free. It's always going to be free. At the end of the week, the Friday, the last segment of that, I go over what's included in the 4-month coaching program. So this way, if you want more, if you want that accelerated healing process where someone's going to walk you through step by step, there is a group already existing because the people who have gone through the 4 months, they want to stay in. These people have been in for a year, year and a half. We have a really great group of women. So if that's something that's interesting to you, that's going to be opening up sometime in June. So once we do a workshop, the end of the workshop, we open up enrollment, and then we go through the 4 months of coaching with that group. We integrate them into the existing group. Everyone gets to know each other. There's lifelong friendships that have been made in that group. It's pretty amazing. It's a good feeling. We meet Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Not that you have to be on all of them because the calls are recorded and you're put into a private group called Path to Healing, not this one, Minding Your Soul, where you can view the recorded calls. So if you can't make it, they're always there for you anyway. Okay, but that's in June, and I'll be advertising that soon. Let me just say soon. I'm not going to give a date and put pressure on myself. All right, guys, as always, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thanks for chiming in. Thank you for being here for me. These topics that I come up with, I really come up with them last minute. Like when I post the event, 15 minutes earlier is when I thought of the topic, because it's what's coming up for me. It's what's coming up for my clients. It's what's coming up in the Path to Healing group that I think is necessary for everybody to heal and to keep you healing. If you have any questions, or if you have a specific topic that you would like me to talk about, send me a message, send me a private message, or book a consultation, whatever you want. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you in whatever capacity you need. And thank you again. All right, I'm going to go take the little boy to the park because it is gorgeous outside, and I just want to be outside all day today. All right, lovely to see everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.